Howdy folks, and welcome back to Fionna and Cake. Today we're going to be watching Season 1, Episode 2, which is titled Simon Petrikov, and I am so excited to see what Simon's role in this series is going to be. I am wondering if we're going to start off with a dream of his, kind of like we started with Fionna in the last episode, and he just wakes up, I know he doesn't talk like the Ice King anymore, but it's just fun to do the voice. The stories just keep coming into my head. So obviously Cake went through some kind of a portal. I'm assuming she's gonna go to Oo or wherever Simon is. I'm assuming this is gonna take place after the finale, just because, hey, either that or it's gonna take place way long ago. Kind of like my initial theory is that Simon had these adventures with Fionna and Cake, and then as he became the Ice King, he still remembered them, but in a different way. And kind of that's what fed his fan fiction as he, got up there in age. Though the stories beamed directly into my head from, I think, season 9, was it? Kind of puts a hole in that theory, but still, regardless, I'm really excited to see what this episode has in store for me. I loved the first episode of this show. I had a lot of fun recording that reaction, had a lot of fun editing it, and just really hope they keep that energy up throughout the series. I'm recording this as the first episode hasn't hit the live main feed yet, but just from the little bit I've been talking to people on Patreon, Discord, links to both of those in the description below, by the way, a lot of people really also enjoy what they did with the series and are very excited for me to continue on. I know I sure am. I had so much fun, even if a lot of the episode was just kind of me pointing at the screen being like, that's a reference, that's a reference, that's a reference, that's a reference. It was still a lot of fun. That's a kind of a cheap form of entertainment, but it was done well enough, and the story itself was intriguing enough that I don't care. That I'm just super excited to carry forward. And yeah, as the sign over here says, let Simon say fuck. It was very jarring to hear characters swearing to a certain extent it was just a damn it or two, I think, which is mild in the grand scheme of things, but still, to hear Adventure Time characters saying that is just it was so jarring to me. I kind of love it. It's for adults. This is rated TV 14, like a lot of things on Adult Swim are, yet they're not going overboard with the edginess, kind of, so to speak. It's being done, at least so far in the first episode, very tastefully. I've kind of always thought about what Cartoon Network series would be really good for Adult Swim reboots. I've always contended that the two best ones would be either the Powerpuff Girls, and they don't add any real swears or anything, they just kind of up the violence a little bit, because that show was already violent for a kids show, so they could, just essentially make the same episodes, just tone up the violence just a little bit, not make it overly gory or anything, but just punchier, really. As well as Courage the Cowardly Dog. I think Courage would be really fun in that you could do a lot more horrific stuff, show more grotesque stuff on screen, but I think the only character allowed to swear in the Adult Swim Courage the Cowardly Dog would be the computer. The computer that he always looks up stuff for, that always would say, "You twit," to him. I think it would be funny if the computer's just like, "Courage, you absolute dumbass motherfucker." That's the only character. Maybe Eustace can swear a little bit, but other than that, nobody else. None of the villains, none of anybody, especially not Courage, not that sweet boy. Just the computer and sometimes Eustace. But yeah, that's my personal fan fiction out the way. So let's scooch over here and get ready to watch this episode. Hey, thank you for watching me watch this episode. Hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see when more of these come out. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this episode, of the reaction itself. I love reading those. I love comments more than anything. Yes, it's nice to see the views and the likes and everything go up, but for someone to take the time to leave a comment is, my personal favorite little thing making these videos. I mentioned the Patreon earlier. I have a link to that in the description if you want to see uncut early of these reactions before anybody else. They are posted over there, and you get the whole thing. No editing, no copyright stuff to deal with. Thank you, Patreon. But yeah, just an option for you should you choose to do it. But without further ado, let's get started with Fionna and Cake Season 1, Episode 2. Simon Petrikov, starting up in 3, 2, 1. Oh, Gunther, let's go. Oh. Golb? Okay, I thought we were going to get a full-on Adventure Time style thing. Oh. I'm already seeing a lot of stuff happening here. Prismo! So is this the intro proper that we're going to be getting? Because I know the intro of the last one was kind of kind of setting up the series, kind of setting up Fionna as a character. So, oh, hi, Simon. I see he was coping with his Ice King robe still. Okay, is that young Marcy? Yes. Okay, so partially we get some of this back in this portion of the time period. I also think I remember hearing an interview with Tom Kenny right around this time that he was quoted as saying that this series was the most emotional thing he's ever recorded. So I'm really excited to see where this series goes, just knowing that quote. Also, it's good to see Marceline. Even if it's young Marceline.
Wow, this is one of the nicest sewers we've been in.
And we've been to many.
No, darling, that's me.
Oh, pooped himself a little. I definitely just shit myself, and I'm allowed to say that on this show.
Simon, what would I do without you?
Ah, you'd be just fine.
You'd be dead.
You're so great, Marceline. Someone else would definitely find you and take care of you. Maybe even someone rich. Yeah, you'd be living in a castle with food and medicine
and lots of bubble gum for whatever reason I'm sensing. My tea for today, by the way, is throat coat. My voice has been a little rough recently. I went out with a bunch of friends the other night, and the next day oh, there it is. The next day my voice sounded scratchier than RFK Jr.'s for whatever reason. Okay, so now is this back far away? Like in the before times? It looks normal. He's got a TV. He's got Cheers. Yeah, just like Fionna, right? Forcing that smile, forcing himself to just do his normal daytime routine. So I wonder if this is before he even met Betty. What the?
Is that supposed to happen?
Ah.
Is the burning of the pants a 20th century ritual?
Yeah. Oh, well, he set up a little museum. Oh, man. In his natural habitat. Oh, no.
Greetings, visitors. My name is Simon Petrikov.
Oh,
and
this is
I'm
kind
an
of sad.
antiquarian living in the 20th century. Now, I'd be happy to answer any other questions you might have.
Like, I know that the little bit we saw in Obsidian in Distant Lands, you know, he went to go visit Marceline and was donning the old Ice King robe to say, this is how I cope. But like this, like, oh man, he got fixed, and I'm assuming he has all of his memories of everybody from when he was Ice King. Obviously he knows like Finn, Jake, Marceline, Princess Bubblegum, right? Because he knew to bring them to the Glass Kingdom at the end of that. But just seeing this just kind of makes me kind of sad. Like, this is like, without powers, without anything, he's just kind of living a pathetic life. And like, oh, it's rough. It makes me sad. Simon became my favorite character in the whole show. And I mean, I'm assuming he's going to go on a big adventure. I'm sure he wishes the world was a little bit more magical as well, right? Just like Fionna, perhaps. I'm interested if we're even going to see Fionna in this one. Or Cake, maybe at the end. I know the next episode is titled Cake the Cat. So I wouldn't be surprised if the very end of this episode kind of lines up with Cake jumping through the ice portal. Maybe. Who knows? That's how I would do it if I was kind of structuring a show like that. But hey, I'm no showrunner. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Anyone?
Yeah, I got a question. Down here. What's that?
Oh, another
Great
talking
question.
dog.
Did you know that in the 20th century, you dogs couldn't talk?
Answer the question.
Oh,
Only in
it's a
TV
phone.
shows and movies, right?
What's that above it?
Also a phone.
And cartoons, like on the Cartoon Network.
What's it like to have ice powers?
It's great.
Oh,
20th century refrigerators had freezer compartments, many of which made their own ice.
Why do
That's
you stop
kinda like
writing
magic,
Fionna and
right?
Cake stories.
Look, I told you yesterday and the day before.
Oh,
that,
Fionna and
I
Cake's
didn't
super fan.
write those. Ice King wrote those.
she's about saying you're the Ice King, right?
My favorite book series. But then his girlfriend or fiance or something did something
Oh,
bonkers
man.
and turned him into a boring sad guy.
Well, she's right about the sad part, right?
Can you at least sign my book?
Damn. Never beat your heroes. Also, what's that separating art from the artist? Literally trying to do that right
No,
here.
that's private.
Hey, let go of her.
cheater.
Sorry, everybody. The exhibit is closing early today.
This is the most accurate thing about being someone from the 20th century. Depression. That shrine to Betty. The Enchiridion? So what is that under there? For a second, I thought it was like Magic Man or somebody.
Hey there, Mr. Petrichor.
Hey, is that
what can I get
Dirt Beer guy?
for you?
Just the usual. Wait, extra olives and cocktail onions.
My man drinking actual alcohol here?
No ice!
Oh. Yeah, I take a bourbon neat sometimes.
Olives, onions.
Is it the dirt beer from his
Thanks,
body?
Dirt beer guy. Actually, I think I'll close it out.
He didn't even consume the olives and the onions. Damn. Like, I know it struck me really hard during the finale when Betty turned into Golb and flew away and we realized that Simon was kind of saved. Like, I was very, very tearful in that moment, but I still managed to get out my feelings. Like, she went through all this to get him back and he just immediately loses her. That sucks. That sucks so bad. Ah, man. Also, I'm just realizing the hot dog water up there, H2OT, so it's like hot, but the 2 is silent in there. That's, you know, that's a little chemistry joke, and that makes me happy. Don't drink the hot dog water, though. Ugh.
You seem a little tense.
No, everything's fine. Same old, same old.
Which is also not fine.
But your old stuff, Fionna and Cake, I mean, honest to God.
See, everyone
man,
loves those
it's
episodes
such
except
an
for me.
inspiration to me.
I'm here for the new adventure, just like Simon here.
You wrote an entire extended universe in a fugue state, if you think about it.
He kind of did. Finn? Whoa.
You know, Simon, I used to bust your balls about those old stories.
Yo,
but I
Finn.
never came around to them.
I used to bust your boing loings about him.
Yeah, Jake loved them.
Now let Finn say fuck.
Yeah, he's the one who convinced us they were good.
Dude, what's wrong?
It's so weird seeing Finn
I'm not
like that.
Ice King. I'm not magic. I can't relate to any of this anymore. This world, these people. I might as well be a dinosaur to you all.
Hey, back in the late 20th century, dinosaurs were all the rage, damn it.
Sometimes I used to dress up like Ice King.
To cope, right?
After I became me again. I guess I missed being him in a way.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Marcy about any of this?
Nah, I didn't want to freak her out.
She's like literally your oldest friend, though.
Every day is just an unending slog towards what?
Who knows? He's already over 1,000 years old. Also, it's interesting just thinking about him, like their lives are so similar yet like opposite. Fionna, like she wakes up every day, she goes to work, she just tries to survive. And she's miserable with it. Meanwhile, Simon wants for nothing, is literally friends with the most powerful people in this area. You know, he could just go to Princess Bubblegum and ask any favor. He could go to Marceline and ask any favor. Finn is here, big hero boy who's literally saved the universe several times, who's here giving him a pep talk. Like, he's here for him, man. He has, like I said, he wants for nothing, yet he has no purpose and like is miserable for it. So it's just so fascinating how they're setting up these two characters to be like the same yet complete opposite ass ends of the spectrum. And I can't wait for them to meet.
A quest! Friend, I'm taking you on a quest. Once I take you to the edge of death, you'll feel alive again. Come on.
We dealt with death enough in the last one.
Okay, coming.
Also, I love him just trying to find more people to adventure with. Oh dear. What the fuck am I even looking at?
Maybe we can take it down a notch.
Maybe 100 feet from death, not to the edge.
Finn, is this blindfold really necessary?
Totally necessary, man.
Egress.
Onward!
What the? Why didn't you tell me about the tree?
What tree?
Finn!
Come on! Trust in fate! The invisible forces of the universe will guide us right where we need to be.
Something sounds weird with Finn's voice, like in the recording.
We're in the most ancient part of Ooh.
Oh.
Huntress Wizard calls it the heart of the forest.
I'd like to see Huntress Wizard.
The heart, huh?
Future Huntress Wizard.
She said no one should ever, ever, ever come here.
Oh. Also, Finn's mouth is like pretty much off of his face. His mouth is basically like down here. I mean, I know it's a cartoon and everything, but still.
Why don't you catch us a fish from that creek we passed?
Also good that Finn and Huntress Wizard are still on good terms.
Huh?
Something's gonna say, ow. Oh. Yo, for a second I saw the eyes. I thought it was about to be Gary the Snail, who I think Tom Kenny also does voice, yet completely different network, completely different show. Oh, baby.
Don't eat me!
Oh, God. Oh, that's blood. That is a lot of blood.
There was a little guy in there.
Not anymore. Yo, I don't want to eat that.
Simon, we have like a ton of mudskipper here.
Yo, piping hot like that? It's been like, what, 20-something minutes since I started recording, and I'm just now drinking my tea?
This place reminds me of a forest I camped out in once, years ago. We were on an expedition in Java, searching for a lost temple, when we were caught in a freak rainstorm.
See,
Half
now,
our
this is the
supplies
kind of
washed away.
camaraderie you need,
But
right? Like, Finn was trying to give him that pep talk and whatever earlier. Everyone was saying you're a boring, sad old man. This is the type of story Finn would fucking love. Like, this is, like, adventuring shit, like, outdoorsy shit, like, a quest, basically. And, like, this is, like, the perfect little pairing right here. And the fact that Finn is just trying to cycle through all of Jake's, like, children and grandchildren. He could have just adventured with Simon this whole time.
But Betty somehow put together a 4-star dinner. Betty.
The fire's getting awful low. Why don't you gather us some more firewood? Yeah, Finn. Just keep him busy and everything will be fine.
I mean, yeah, that is a big thing about it when you're feeling super down, right? Like, one of the best things to do, if you can motivate yourself to do something to take your mind off of whatever's bothering you. Honestly, one of the best things you can do, right? So, I mean, I get it for Finn. But this sucks, though.
What am I doing here?
Firewood, Simon. Come on. No, the wood is wet. Can't use it. This place looks very moist. Probably very difficult to find adequate firewood here. Hello?
Now them some sticks.
Oh, not Huntress Wizard. Unless Huntress Wizard can
Think fast.
transpose herself.
And make yourself bigger. Hey, it worked.
No, no. Make themselves bigger.
Simon!
Finn's like another moidal I can do.
Go, Simon! Hit it in the face!
I'm starting to think that is Huntress Wizard in on this to try to make Simon feel better, except now he has a concussion.
Evil bear! Suck these nuts!
Be careful.
Hearing Finn say suck these nuts. Sure.
Simon! You got this! Stab it in the heart! This is
It's
your
okay.
kill window!
Huntress Wizard will be fine. Oh. I've heard of a third leg, but a third arm. Oh, that is a lot more blood.
Finn,
Okay, maybe that was just a mutant bear.
are you okay? Your back's kinda...
Huh?
Ugh.
Does it look cool?
I've seen worse.
How about you? Are you
Yeah,
back?
Simon's arm looks pretty rough, actually.
But I think I'm ready to go back now.
Aww. The weed whacker. Bad memories of Fern, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so maybe that was just a big old bear. I thought this was him and Huntress Wizard trying to make him feel better about himself.
Looks like here is where we part.
Like Finn
I'm
said,
gonna
give him
stop
something
off
to
and see
do.
Huntress Wizard.
He just walks right back into the forest.
The human city is that way.
Oh, it floats.
Well, thanks, Finn.
Also, I don't want to be there.
Later.
Does somebody jump for joy?
Okay, now there's a Rebecca Sugar song.
Now that I'm not part of that sadness.
I guess before he died, before he became death.
Now that I can't fly. Now
There's another mention of Jerry. I did look ahead and saw that there is an episode named Jerry. They mentioned in first episode 1 the humans who were supposed to be the hot dog or the banana guards, and now them. Exact same thing, I think. And there's the skaters from before that I couldn't place.
well, I've got my feet on the ground.
Oh, so yeah, like I said, it's just so nice to hear a Rebecca Sugar song again. Aw.
Part of the
He still has Lady Island's number. Nice. That's awesome.
Simon! Simon, you
Oh, she
won't
getting
believe
tatted up?
what I'm doing right now. Me and PB are getting matching tattoos.
Nice.
Simon!
Trying to get tattoos.
Oh no, does it just heal?
My skin keeps healing over.
Ah.
Whatever. How's work?
He's damn it.
I'm good. Works great. It's nothing. Everything's fine. Hey, you're doing good, right, Marcel?
Simon! PB's arm is gumming up the machine.
Oh. Yo, this tattoo artist having the worst day of his life.
Oh, gotta go. The tattoo artist is getting really pissed. But let's hang out soon.
Yo, hearing Mark just adding that to the list.
Bye.
I'm getting more used to it. It is still a little jarring.
that I'm just
All right, now cue cake.
part of the sadness.
Oh, they're getting it on.
Badness.
Madness and sadness.
Fiona didn't know what secrets lay in the crystal city at the bottom of the lake, but she knew there was only one way to find out.
Damn, this sucks.
You're right, Fiona.
Oh, never mind. It's great. Okay, so what is...
Bury the past or even burn the suffering you can't unlearn.
Choose Goose? Is it finally evil Choose Goose? It came true.
Shut up or I'll stuff you!
Stuff me with lemons and savory spices. It won't snuff out your existential crisis.
I, Choose Goose, am not a duck, and in this TV 14 rated series, I can finally say fuck. The Enchiridion, or is he gonna try to summon Golb again?
Forever she will languish while you wallow in anguish.
Yeah.
Why act
Ooh.
so stricken?
Oh,
You know you're too...
he needs the magical energy, right? Oh shit.
Reveal the
Yeah,
path and grant
that's
me
right.
passage. Reveal the path and grant me passage.
Yeah, and he knows more about Golb
Reveal
than
the
anybody
path
else,
and
right?
Grant me passage. And grant me
Oh, R.I.P.
passage.
Choose Goose.
Grant
The
me-
portal won't open, you massive fake. You belong in the trash with Fiona and Cake.
No! Reveal the path and grant me passage.
Oh.
Reveal the path.
Is Cake about to come out of his head?
Reveal the path.
Oh, he's dead. And there goes the shrine and his picture of Betty.
I failed you again, Betty.
Oh, there's some kind of a passage. And Cake just says, "What the fuck is this?"
Huh?
Is that Prismo's room? Okay. I couldn't tell if that was actually Prismo's room or not. I know he lives in kind of a cube dimension room. And like I said, I know that one of the episodes is titled Prismo the Wishmaster. Episode 4, it looks like. I'm doing my best to not read any of the titles here. I feel like that reaction is probably less fun than my episode 1 reaction, just because I feel like there was a lot more to like all the references, all the parallels, whereas here it was just like, you know, straight up characters, seeing Finn, seeing TV, Marceline, Princess Bubblegum, all of them, right? That was just straight up them, not just sly little references to them. No Marshall Lee over here, right? And what I was gonna say, I guess before I forget, I mentioned it's good to hear a Rebecca Sugar song again. Here, there was no Rebecca Sugar in the series proper voiced Marceline's mom. But then in Obsidian, we got somebody else voicing Marceline's mom. So I was wondering if there was some kind of a falling out or whatever. I know that Rebecca Sugar seems to be very, very close with Adam Muto, the showrunner here on this show, the executive producer, I think. But, attitudes potentially souring over the cancellation of Steven Universe with Cartoon Network. I thought after the Obsidian episode where we did not get Rebecca Sugar reprising their role, that they were done with just anything for this after that. But hearing a nice little Rebecca Sugar song, I love it. It's always nice when their songs pop up in shows and stuff. I think back to Amphibia, of course, all the songs they wrote for both Steven Universe and Adventure Time. Just real nice. Always a pleasure. Also, their album is really good. They came out with an album last year. Oh boy, it's 2025 now. Back in, I think, 2023, maybe early 2024. I'm not 100% sure, but it is quite a good listen as well. If you haven't done that, plug for Rebecca Sugar's album. I do not remember the title off the top of my head. So like I was saying, I don't think this episode was as fun. I feel like there was less opportunity for humor, jokes, just because, like I said, it was the references just kind of lead into more jokes or whatever. And also just this was really sad. Simon is not doing well at all. Like I said, a lot of similarities between him and Fionna here. Their lives are both miserable, but for like completely different reasons. And God, it just sucks to see. I guess she's just kind of better at dealing with it. She externalizes it more. She talks about, I lost my job, this sucks, I don't have any money to pay for the vet, and she tells these things to these people, whereas Simon, he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing fine, when he's very much not. So I guess just another kind of way they're different with each other as well. It's fascinating. And now Cake is here, like we saw. This next episode is probably going to focus on the two of them. We did not see Fionna at all in this episode, which is interesting, I guess you can say. But I kind of figured that this episode was, being titled Simon Petrikov. We got to get his side of what's going on anyway, seeing as how him and Fionna seem like they're kind of going to be the two leads of this show. Does Simon still have that collar that let that dog talk? Is that how Cake is going to be able to talk in this one? Is Simon's I have this. I don't know why I'm still making him sound like Ice King. I have this. I can put it on you. And then that's how Cake is going to speak in this series, I guess. Because this Cake is not a magical cat, right? And Fionna is just a person from a real person world, right? Yeah, it's interesting. Not as intriguing, I don't think, as episode 1, but it didn't have to be. I'm still just super excited to see where this goes. I really want everyone to meet up. I guess it doesn't make sense for Fionna to come through at the end as well, seeing as how it was just Cake. But I would expect a little bit of back and forth in the next one. An episode titled Cake the Cat obviously has to deal with Fionna freaking out that her cat has just yeeted herself into a totally different dimension, right? I feel like I had one other thing I wanted to say, but it is escaping me right now. Oh, somebody told me that these episodes, I believe they aired 2 at a time. So we would have gotten both Fionna the human, or Fionna Campbell, as well as Simon Petrikov, kind of on the same day released. And I was assuming we would get Cake the Cat and Prismo the Wishmaster as well. I'm assuming these kind of go together in kind of like 2 packs, right? So I'm trying to think of it like that. Kind of like how when I was doing Adventure Time, I would watch them 2 at a time. It didn't always work out, but sometimes it did. I think Infinity Train was actually a lot better at having the 2 episodes kind of really mesh with each other in like 2 kind of sets of 5. So it'll be interesting to see as I go to kind of think of that the same way, but only watch 1 episode per video. I'll do my best to kind of think of that, knowing that that's how that they were released. So kind of thinking of these 2, like I said, you kind of get the 2 halves of the story that have not quite met yet, but I'm assuming they will over the course of, if not the next one, the next 2 for sure. Though it would be wild to think of just like 40% of the season being done and the 2 of them have like barely just met. But regardless, like I said, it's a good one. I'm enjoying this series a hell of a lot so far. So I gotta keep a running total of things characters have said that they never would have been able to say in base Adventure Time. Finn talked a lot about nuts and balls. And then I believe Marceline says this guy's getting pissed, which, actually they could have said that on Cartoon Network, because I know in regular show Mordecai threw out a couple pissed throughout that series. Dude, Benson is going to be so pissed. My Mordecai is probably terrible. You just do a general kind of stoner surfer dude voice and hope that people say like, oh yeah, good Mordecai. How's my Mordecai? I think my Ice King is a little bit better. Though probably still not my best. But regardless, I don't think I have too much else to say. I like this episode. What did you think of this one? For me, this one probably comes in a little bit under Fionna Campbell. I was just so fascinated throughout all that last one, whereas this one I was just kind of sad throughout most of it, which I understand. That's Simon's character, and that's like the start of his arc. He's at his lowest right now. To just build him up, Fiona's going to be built up as well. They're going to be very good for each other, I have a feeling. But what did you think of this episode? Did you watch these as soon as they came out? Were you stuck waiting a week for the next couple, having to be sent off on this little cliffhanger, sad note? I am glad we got the evil Choose Goose, and that wasn't just, assuming it was probably a bit of a throwaway joke at the end of that one, but I'm glad to see they actually followed up on it. I think probably the highlight of my reaction was the little Choose Goose rhyme that I threw out there. But yeah, I don't think I have too much else to say, so just don't forget to leave a like on your way out and let me know what you thought of this episode. And I'll catch you next time for episode 3 of Fionna and Cake. Take it easy, everybody.